I just returned from Cancun, Mexico, competed in karate combat in the pit submission series. I got a last minute call up for a match, last minute opponent change, a lot of last minute stuff, but we're back here B team, and here's what happened. So karate combat, president of karate combat, Asim, President Awesome, Dana Brown as he's called. Me and him go way back. We actually met up at TriStar probably 7 or 8 years ago. Great guy, and I've seen him sort of progress in his life, in his career, in his really opening up his own gym, Goat Shed in Miami, and finally he's running this karate combat event. He's the president, the chief organizer, and he's been really cool. He's been really sort of pioneering this new grappling style. So karate combat is investing in this really cool new format of submission grappling where it's holding grappling events in a pit. So you've seen Craig and myself compete in there. It's brand new, it's just starting up, and it's a very interesting take on putting grapplers in an environment where there's no need for a reset. There's no boundary. You just go up against a pit wall if you end up in the corner or at the boundary, and you continue grappling. So you just kind of get stuck in there on that slanted surface. You can keep your grappling going. It's sort of semi-wrestling, semi-grappling, and really interesting. It's unfamiliar to me, but it's really interesting sort of getting a new feel for a new environment, and I think it makes it much more entertaining. You want to make the match exciting. You want to use the pit to your advantage. Craig going out there, hitting a flying triangle pretty quick off the slanted wall. I had to, try to one-up him somehow, maybe run up and take the back like off the wall or jump a guillotine or something like that. But Craig still, unfortunately, stole the show with his last submission win. There was a last-minute opponent switch, a last-minute opponent to begin with, and then the switch up. My opponent, original opponent, Lance Palmer, actually got his passport stolen. They switched it up, last minute, new opponent, Troy Worthen, tough guy, tough MMA fighter, last-minute opponent to begin with, so last-minute switch up didn't really affect the match whatsoever. Props to the guy for stepping up. Karate Combat hooks up their athletes. We were picked up from the airport, driven to this beautiful resort with amazing food, amazing scenery right on the beach. It was just really cool. The athletes were treated professionally. We stayed in again, beautiful resort. Entire thing was outside, on the beach. Something very unique about this event that I think beats the other karate combat events is it was very much like a party style. It was like a concert. There were rappers, there were local famous guests. It was right on the beach again, sand was everywhere. It was super cool. The entire crowd was singing along, dancing, drinking. Everyone was having a good time. Compared to pretty much every single other event I've competed in, save a few high profile stadium-like events, this was a party atmosphere. It was really entertaining. It was not like a sort of boring, quiet gymnasium. Loved that atmosphere. It actually felt like a professional theatric event instead of like a quiet sort of nerdy jiu-jitsu style tournament. I'm out there with Gregor Gracie and Igor Gracie, super cool guys from back in New York City, and immediately there's sand everywhere, which is fine. It kind of adds to the grip. Walkout song plays. It was like a local Mexican-themed rap song, super popular. The whole crowd was singing along. It was awesome.
Ethan Crelinsten, an extremely accomplished grappler. You can see with our token holders, he's a fairly heavy favorite coming into this one. Match
begins pretty straightforward. We start collar tying. Right away, the guy felt stronger than he looks. I think, not that he doesn't look strong, but felt a little stronger than he looks. So we're going back and forth with collar ties. Hit a bit of a snap down early on, didn't capitalize. Then we kind of got to the slanted pit wall. He stumbles a bit, we recenter, and then finally hit the snap down. Slow go behind to a seatbelt. Troy still had the underhook in place, so I had to kind of sag my left hip down to clear the underhook. Got the back. I went for that shoulder lock, a thunder lock, didn't work, and then fell back on the old switcheroo, arm switch to a rear naked choke, over the jaw, got the squeeze, got the sub, and then proceeded to scream at the nearest camera, calling out Lance Palmer.
Lance Palmer! Let's need a Dubai, bro. You gotta finish this. This is it. Yes!
Unfortunately, For whatever reason, the microphone didn't pick up what I was saying very clearly, so it just looked like I was screaming incoherently.
Crelinsten. You know what he does outside the pit, boss?
But that's what I was saying, something like Lance Palmer, meet me in the pit in Dubai, and their next event, April 20th, is going to be in Dubai. That was the intention. Unfortunately, it just looked like I was an insane person screaming at nothing. Big Mike Maljak, saw, I guess, in the commentary in the form I filled out that I'm into gardening.
You know what he does outside the pit, boss? Gardens. He's a gardener.
Props to him for shouting out that I'm an avid gardener.
Are you really into gardening?
I mean, I'll water a plant every now and then. I watered some plants this morning, bro. That's what it is. You water them. That's it. I'm a gardener, bro. April 20th in Dubai, the next Karate Combat. I am dying to get in there. I really want to try and find a match. I want to cement this. I want to confirm it, make sure I get out there and make it as entertaining as possible. Either a quick sub or a 12-minute war that's gonna be entertaining. Whatever it is, I'm trying to get a match in Dubai. That's the next Karate Combat. I'm really pumped to get back in the pit. Okay guys, here is how it went down. So I got my opponent down here in front headlock, defensive turtle situation, and Troy here decided to, understandably so, react by taking a single leg, which acts as also an underhook defensively, stopping me from going to his back. So we're down here. He's got my single leg. I have this front head, kind of arm in guillotine. I opt to switch to a near side crossface seatbelt. So I take my left hand as a crossface, and I secure it with my right hand as an underhook on the far side. Now I'm trying to sprawl this left arm, Tony's left arm out here so I can get to his back. Let's turn a little bit in this direction here. So if you see my right leg here, my right leg here, I'm trying to sprawl this leg out and get to the back. Now it's easier said than done with my opponent being locked very tight here as I take my seatbelt. What ended up happening is as I'm sprawling, I fell back to add more and more pressure, more direction, more freedom for my right leg to sprawl back. Came out here, started clearing this grip here, and now as he held on with just one hand, we came back up in that direction, and we flattened him out, freed our leg, and then switched here to a standard body lock. Okay, and then as he came up to a 4-point, we threw in one hook, 4-point, and then started to crawl our 2 hooks in. I remember reaching for that leg and he dropped down, and we ended up with 1 hook here. Yeah, fall to your left, yeah. With 1 hook, eventually securing a body triangle, working through for a strangle. So, see that one more time here. We started down in front head, and now as I was trying to sprawl that right leg back, he's strong. He's actually holding onto my hamstring here. I use that position as he's not moving around much to switch to a near side crossface seatbelt. Now as I'm sprawling my right hip down, we pass through a crucifix-like territory, break that grip, and as my opponent here held onto my right hamstring, we came back up in that direction. I stayed heavy on that shoulder, freed my leg, and then came up with my left knee inside and switched here to double unders. And now as he went to a 4-point here, we threw in 1 hook. We reached again for that bottom leg, but he decided to go down to the mat, where at some point we threw our 2 hooks in, body triangle, and then work from there.
Break that neck posture down. Oh, and he goes backwards into look to climb up onto the back. Oh, and he just one of the biggest, changes in submission grappling has been just the pace.
All right, so we're here on the guy's back with the body triangle, underhook side seatbelt. All right, this back strangle here that I hit is one of my go-to patented moves here. It's in my back attack DVD. Okay, it's the arm switch strangle. It's a classic 101 arm switch. So I first start clearing this grip, and throwing in a left-handed strangle or a top arm strangle. If it was my right arm or left arm, doesn't matter. Your top arm is strangling here. He opts to go one hand, okay, and two hands on my strangle arm. So he puts both hands down here at my strangle arm. So I'm doing it what I can here to get my left arm through as a strangle, but he's pushing it down to his chest. I see this, and now he's doubling up on my left arm, so I could throw my right arm all the way through. His chin was inside here, but it doesn't matter. We lock over the face, rest our head on his, extract our left arm, and lock our hands together. You take in a deep breath, and you apply some pressure. You can do really good either jaw dislocations or the strangles. See it one more time here. We're on the underhook side. We're attacking the strangle. We pummel through, we get our pinky grip on the underhook side, and we start to throw in a left-handed strangle. He catches my thumb line first, he frees his second hand, and then goes double up on my left arm. So he's focused solely on my left arm as a strangle. His chin is down here, yeah, and he's focused on that strangle. We get a little bridge into the guy's hips, and we drop him and throw our right arm across, switching our strangle arms. It was originally our left, we switch to our right, we rest our head on his, pull our elbow back, post the shoulder, lock over the face, inhale, and then arch, bridge in. Get a nice, very powerful mandible strangle. Okay, that wraps up everything that went down in the Karate Combat event. If you liked what you saw, please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.